Well, I play Captain William Denninger. He's the captain of Ascension. He is very, has a very strong-willed, confident leader. And he's in a sense like the leader. He's responsible for like 600 people on the ship. Sort of like a president of a little mini, small country. He's, as I say, a very confident, competent character, but he also is very conflicted. He's got a darker side. He's not your conventional, traditional captain. He's not Captain Kirk. Sorry, William. But there is, he's morally conflicted. With power becomes a responsibility, and sometimes power can lend itself to behavior that's not necessarily moral.
So is he Navy, Air Force, or?
Sorry?
Background is Navy or Air Force, or?
Well, the project. Oh, that's what that was thinking. Now I'm answering a question that was asked over there, but it's loosely based on this Project Orion, the story. And Philip will talk more about this, and he can answer this question better. But from what I know, it's inspired by this Project Orion, which was in late 50s, early 60s, and it was scrapped because of this two. Like, President Kennedy was fearful of it, starting a Third World War, a nuclear war. So it's just following the Bay of Pigs and the Cold War. But they actually had in mind the space program, and it wasn't NASA. It was run by the military because it was top secret, and it was run by the Navy. So there's a Navy, the military element and feel and vibe to my character and my cohorts and my colleagues on the ship. We do wear a uniform. It's like a Navy uniform.
They just told us a little bit about the story as far as your character's wife is sleeping with the head of the political structure, and everybody.
My nemesis, yes.
Yeah, so everybody's spying on everybody else. Can you elaborate a little bit on that kind of structure, or what's going on?
Yeah, there's a little dissension within our upper deck, within our crew, and there's little factions going on. See, Councilman Rose, played by Al Sapienza. He's my rival, my nemesis, and his character, he wants to dethrone me. He wants my position because he wants to turn the ship around. We're at a point in this journey where if we go any further, we have to continue on no matter what. There's no turning back. And if now's the point where if we're going to decide to go back, we have to go back. And I don't want to go back. I want to continue on and fulfill our commitment in this journey. So that's one element. He also is in love with my wife. How could you not be? So he's having an affair with my wife, which is revealed fairly early on, so I'm not giving away any secrets.
Does your character know that?
You'll see. I don't know. Depends on who's asking the questions.
How does the character of this woman impact?
It definitely starts so we live on a ship that started at launch in 1963. So we sort of maintain that innocence of 1963, the late 50s. Now the murder, because we had never experienced anything like with such violence. We were completely unaware of the civil rights movement and rights, and and Kennedy's murder and assassination. So there's this innocence on our ship, and when this murder takes place, it really rocks everybody, and it starts to unravel our bond and our unity. And it starts to uncover, and trying to figure out who murdered this woman, this young lady, this young girl. It starts to reveal certain secrets and truths about people, and it starts to uncover our characters. And it's a vehicle to get to know us. And
presumably there's no detective on board, because you didn't anticipate the crime.
No, there is no detective. There's an appointed lawyer who's never had a trial before, so we're winging it. But I do appoint my XO to lead the investigation. So the story in the first 2 episodes, especially, is told through him. He's he's the vehicle of telling the story, and I help him somewhat here and there. But there's also another reveal along those lines that's pretty interesting that I can't talk about.
They said something about the sex is being very regulated for having children. How do they decide who has?
It's all genetically planned. I don't think that's a good question for Philip, but there is predetermined of who you're going to marry and because you want to, and who you're going to have children with and procreate with. For reasons that I can't
tell.
It's hard giving interviews for the show because we can't reveal so much, and so it's probably frustrating for you guys as well. But it will all be revealed in the show.
So do you have a Spock-like chief scientist?
It has a character that's not. It's like Spock-ish. It's Ophelia. It's a character named Ophelia. Yeah, but no, this is not Star Trek. There's not aliens running around.
But you do need a scientist on board.
And it's played. We have a doctor/scientist. We have two. We have a doctor and a scientist. We do have. And we talk about Dr. Choi and Andrea's character, which you'll see. She's the doctor's therapist as well.
So can you sum up the show for us? Like, give us a little bite on why we should be watching the show?
It will raise a lot of questions and entertain you at the same time. It's a show for pretty much for everyone. You have everything. It's an intellectual show as well as a very sexy show. I would watch it.